My chosen one, we need to talk now because it's very urgent and serious about you. Child, I am your Father in heaven, and I created you with love and a purpose meant for your life alone. But the enemy are always looking for the weak points in your life, where you doubt your strength, and this is the reason. You have dragged yourself in a position where you are unsafe until you take certain actions. I have watched over you in silence, even when your heart was noisy with confusion. I have spoken in whispers through your circumstances, your dreams, your restlessness, and even your tears. My voice has followed you in every season, not to accuse you, but to awaken you. You are not here by chance. Not a second of your life has passed outside my awareness. I have seen every fear that kept you frozen, every word spoken over you that wounded the very core of who you are. And even in those moments I did not turn away. I hovered close, waiting for the moment your heart would turn again toward me. The moment you would allow me to breathe into you again what the world tried to steal: your worth, your identity, your fire. My beloved, you are walking in territory that I never meant for you to dwell in. You have lingered too long in valleys of shame, of compromise, of spiritual fatigue. You have allowed voices that do not speak from my throne to shape your perception. But I say to you, enough. This is not who you are. This is not where you belong. I am the God who knit you together in your mother's womb. I chose the time of your birth, the sound of your voice, the texture of your soul. You are not too much, and you are not too little. Every gift within you, every desire for more, every craving for meaning, it came from me. You were made to carry light, not just for yourself, but for those whose paths you have not yet crossed. Do you not know that your life is a part of a divine strategy, written before the foundations of the world? Do you not understand that when you rise in truth, generations shift? Your yes to me has the power to echo into destinies beyond your own. But you must choose. There is a war for your soul, and it is subtle. It comes in the form of distractions, relationships that pull you from your purpose, habits that numb your spirit, and compromises that erode your vision. The enemy is cunning. He doesn't always roar. Sometimes he whispers what sounds like your own thoughts. He tries to convince you that you are forgotten, that you are failing, that I am distant. But I am not. I am closer than your breath. I have never left you. I have walked with you through every dark night. I was there in the silence, weeping with you, holding you even when you felt nothing at all. I was there when you broke down, when you whispered prayers you didn't even believe would be answered. I was there when you looked for love in places that only left you more empty. Still, I did not turn away. I stayed. And I stayed not because you are perfect, but because you are mine. Hear me now, there is a turning point before you. I am placing before you a holy invitation. This is not just about behavior or choices. This is about returning to the center of who you are. This is about awakening the original song I sang over you before you took your first breath. You must come back to me, not out of fear, but out of remembrance. Remember who you are. Remember what I've spoken to you. Remember the dreams I placed in your spirit before the world told you to settle. You are not here to survive. You are here to shift atmospheres, to bring heaven into the earth by how you love, how you create, how you endure. Do not fear what you've become. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. You are not the voice of your past. I can restore all things, but I cannot force your hand. I can open every door, but you must walk through it. I am calling you now, not tomorrow, not later now. There is urgency, not because I am impatient, but because I see what you cannot. I see the traps ahead. I see the assignments formed against your joy. I see the enemy weaving lies around your identity. And I will not stay silent while my beloved is deceived. You must unplug from the noise. The constant distractions, the counterfeit comforts, the busyness that masks your emptiness, they are dulling your ability to hear me. I need you to come away with me. Not just in moments, but fully, entirely, without reservation. I will show you things that will astound you. I will remind you of why you are here. I will give you fresh eyes to see what I have placed in your hands already. You think you have nothing to offer, but you are already equipped. What you call ordinary, I have anointed. What you overlook, I will use to shift lives. But you must trust me. There is no plan B. You were never a mistake. The path you are on can be redeemed, no matter how far it feels from where you began. I can reroute every detour, but I need your full surrender. I need your yes, your real yes. Not the version that comes out of obligation or fear of punishment. I want the yes that comes from love, from trust, from faith that I truly know what is best for you. I want your heart, not the version that you try to polish, but the real one. The messy, weary, confused, raw heart that aches for more but doesn't know how to get there. Give that to me, and I will exchange it for peace, for clarity, for divine strategy that will move you out of survival and into abundance. The hour is late, but my mercy is not. I am the God of the now. I restore in moments what took years to break. I heal at the level of roots, not just the surface. I see what no one else sees, and I still choose you. Do not waste another second agreeing with lies about who you are. Every time you belittle yourself, you contradict my design. Every time you hide, you rob the world of the treasure I placed within you. Every time you hesitate out of fear, you allow the enemy to dictate your destiny. You were not made to fit in. You were not made to be silent. You were not made to follow the crowd. You were made to carry my presence in a way that disrupts darkness. And yes, that weight is great, but I carry it with you. My strength is not only available to you, it is alive within you. There is more ahead. You have not missed your moment. You have not gone too far. You have not been disqualified. I have already made provision for your restoration. But restoration begins with revelation. You must see what I see. You must begin to believe again, not in what you can do, but in what I can do through you. My beloved, listen carefully. For I am not only the God of what is to come, I am the God who sees the past with perfect understanding. I speak to you now not to bring condemnation, but to bring wisdom, so that you may not walk the same path that led so many before you into ruin, confusion, and despair. History is not just written in books, it is written in spirits, in bloodlines, in hearts that once beat for me and then turned away. It is written in the sighs of prophets, in the cries of those who refused to listen, and in the silence of those who watched destruction come when they could have turned back. Child, understand this: many before you have walked paths that seemed right to them. They did not begin with rebellion in their hearts, but with curiosity, with compromise, with subtle choices that seemed harmless at first glance. But the enemy is patient. He does not always come roaring like a lion. Sometimes he waits in shadows, whispering ideas that mimic your own voice. He knows how to feed pride, how to flatter fear, how to offer just enough comfort to make you delay your obedience. Remember Cain, he brought me an offering, but it was not from the place of honor. It was out of routine, not reverence. And when correction came, he allowed jealousy to consume him. He did not ask me how to make it right, he let anger guide him. And in his rage he shed innocent blood. He could have repented. He could have turned to me. But he allowed offense to become his identity. Do not be like Cain, who chose pride over correction. Remember Lot's wife. I sent angels to pull her out of destruction, yet her heart remained in what I was rescuing her from. She looked back not just with her eyes, but with her soul. Her longing for what I was removing turned her into a monument of regret. I do not tell you to leave things behind to punish you. I tell you because some things are death wrapped in familiarity. Her mistake was not simply a glance. It was her refusal to trust that what I had ahead was greater than what was behind. Do not be like Lot's wife, who clung to the past and became frozen in it. Look at Saul, the king I chose. I gave him everything: a throne, a calling, my spirit. But he feared people more than he feared me. He listened to their voices above mine. He wanted the praise of men more than obedience to the one who made him king. And when I gave him instructions, he half followed them, just enough to appear righteous. But his heart was not fully mine. He tried to worship with hands that had disobeyed, and I could not bless it. He lost everything because he would not surrender completely. Do not be like Saul, who sought approval more than presence. And David, my beloved, my anointed one, he was a man after my own heart. But even he fell. His mistake began in idleness. When he should have been on the battlefield, he stayed behind. One glance at Bathsheba led to lust, then deception, then murder. It was not one act, it was a chain of small choices that escalated into tragedy. But David returned to me in brokenness, in tears, in truth, and I forgave him. Yet, even forgiven, he bore the scars of his decisions. Learn from David not just his fall, but his return. Do not think yourself too strong to fall. Stay alert. Stay surrendered. Look at the people of Israel in the wilderness. I brought them out of Egypt with signs and wonders. I parted seas, fed them from heaven, gave them water from rocks. Yet they complained. They grumbled. They doubted me the moment things got hard. They said they wanted to return to slavery because freedom required trust. Their hearts were still bound even when their chains were gone. I was with them day and night, but they did not let me enter their hearts. Their journey that could have taken days took 40 years because of unbelief. Do not be like them. Do not let your past define your faith. Do not carry the mindset of bondage into the land of promise. Look at Judas. He walked with me, heard my voice, saw miracles, ate at my table. But greed blinded him. Disappointment poisoned him. He expected a kingdom built with swords and gold, not one of sacrifice and love. And when I didn't meet his expectations, he sold me for silver. He betrayed the very one who could have healed him. And even then, I would have forgiven him, but he could not forgive himself. Do not be like Judas. Don't let disappointment lead you away from me. Come to me when you fail, I am mercy. Look at Ananias and Sapphira. They lied not just to men, but to my spirit. They wanted the appearance of generosity without the cost. They kept for themselves what they pretended to give, and their dishonesty cost them their lives. I am not impressed by performance. I see the heart. I desire truth in the inward parts, not showmanship, not masks, not half-truths spoken with spiritual language. Do not be like them. Integrity matters. Wholeness matters. And there are more. Many more. Remember Samson, who was given supernatural strength for a divine assignment, but he played games with his calling. He used his strength for personal pleasure. He allowed compromise in his relationships. And little by little, the source of his power, my presence, departed from him. He did not lose it in a moment. He lost it over time, with every boundary crossed. Yet even in his last breath he cried out to me, and I heard him. Let that be a warning and a hope. You can fall, but you can also return. Child, the mistakes of the past are not just stories. They are patterns, echoes of choices made in hearts like yours. They were not evil from the beginning. They were simply distracted, enticed, weary, compromised. You must learn from them. You must not repeat them. That is why I bring these things to your attention, not to shame you, but to wake you up. I see where your path is headed if you keep ignoring the promptings of my spirit. I see where your habits are leading. I see how your thoughts are shaping your decisions. I see the people you allow close, the things you watch, the words you speak to yourself. And I see danger. I see how the enemy is using subtle methods to push you just far enough from my covering that he can strike without resistance. But I will not let you go without warning. Come back to the altar, not the one built with stones, but the altar of your heart. Tear down what you've erected in my place. The idols of comparison, of self-will, of fear, of lust, of pride. They cannot save you. They cannot heal you. They cannot guide you into purpose. They only drain, distract, and destroy. The unsafe place is not just a location, it is a condition of your soul when it is out of alignment with me. And you know this. You felt it in the silence that screams. You felt it in the things that used to satisfy you, now leaving you emptier than before. That is my mercy, not my punishment. I allow the emptiness so that you will hunger for what truly satisfies. There are those who walked away from their callings, thinking they had more time. There are those who silenced their convictions for comfort. There are those who traded eternal impact for temporary pleasure. I pleaded with them. I sent voices. I sent dreams. I sent interruptions. But they hardened their hearts. Child, do not harden your heart. I am still speaking to you because it is not too late. You have not gone too far. The very fact that you hear my words now is proof that grace still surrounds you. But grace is not a license to wander. Grace is an invitation to return. Look at the prodigal son. He had everything in his father's house, but he wanted to taste the world. He left with riches and returned with rags. He fed pigs when he was born to feast. And yet, when he came to himself and turned back, the Father ran to him. That is who I am. I do not wait with arms folded. I run with arms open. But child, hear this, I do not want you to return only when you're broken. I want you to stay because you've learned to love me more than what the world offers. I want your loyalty before your desperation. I want your heart before your ruin. There are modern-day prodigals everywhere. Some are in churches. Some wear titles. Some speak my name but do not know me. They perform but do not worship. They post but do not pray. They shout but do not surrender. I do not condemn them, but I am calling them. As I am calling you, do not live in pretense. Do not mimic religion. Return to relationship. My child, every warning I've ever given has come from a heart of love. Every consequence I have allowed was not vengeance, it was mercy designed to wake the sleeping. I discipline those I love. I interrupt what will destroy you. I shake what you have made too comfortable so that you remember you were made for more. The unsafe place is any place outside of my will, even if it feels stable. And the safe place is in the center of my purpose, even if it requires walking on water. Faith is not the absence of storms, it is the presence of me within them. Do not wait until pain forces you to listen. Let love lead you now. I am not asking you to be perfect. I am asking you to be honest. Honest about your struggles. Honest about your wounds. Honest about your longings. I can work with honesty. I cannot move through pretense. I am still the God of Abraham, of Isaac, of Jacob. I use them not because they were flawless, but because they followed me when others would not. I am still the God of Ruth, who left everything familiar for a future she could not see. I am still the God of Esther, who risked her comfort to save a generation. I am still the God of Peter, who denied me but was restored to feed my sheep. I am still the God of Paul, who once persecuted me, but became a voice to the nations. What I did through them I can do through you, but not in the unsafe place. Not when your heart is divided. Not when you chase shadows. Not when you flirt with sin. Not when you believe you have time to delay obedience. The time is now. The moment is holy. My hand is reaching for yours. Will you come?